This next section is my shooting process. How do I actually shoot the content? And I primarily use an iPhone 14 Pro. I used to have a camera. I do not use a camera. The reason I use my iPhone or smartphone is because it's lightweight, it's in my pocket all the time, it's easier just to grab the shots. They don't need to be as produced because it's social media, it's candid. And when you're sharing personal moments with people, it becomes more trustworthy and more relatable when it's not as produced and fancy. iPhone shots that are more basic and raw are natural and way more authentic, and that's what's been working. And by shooting with my phone, it's kind of taking me out of the analysis paralysis perfectionism, because in the past, I would try to set up the lighting, try to set up the environment, make sure the shot was good, and I would try to have this aesthetic stuck in my head idea of how my video has to be. But when you just start shooting it on your iPhone, it's like, you know, it doesn't look professional. It just looks like an iPhone video, but that's the beauty in social media content, is that it needs to look like an iPhone video. And then also it's just easier for me to transfer the file to my computer. I can just airdrop it, there's no technical issues. And now the iPhones are becoming so good, they're actually replacing cameras. So it's like a beast of a machine. That's why I use my iPhone for all my content. Next is, how do I shoot? What do I shoot? Do I have a shot list? And I don't have a shot list. And the reason why is, when it comes to documenting your journey, I have found, because I've tried shooting with a shot list where the night before we try to plan out the shots for the next day. But as you know, in real life, nothing ever goes your way. Maybe you plan to have an outdoor day and you're gonna do something, but it rains, especially here in South Florida, a storm happens, it rains, it's sunny in the morning and going thundering the next couple hours. So we found that nothing goes your way. So that's why I stopped making shot lists in advance. And now what I do instead, when I document my journey, I think of what is my journey. And you need to think to what your journey is. So my journey is, again, losing 100 pounds, weight loss, fitness, self-improvement. So I know that in the morning I wake up, everything I shoot needs to relate to that journey. So what do you do in the morning? You get out of your bed, you take a shower. Maybe you're having coffee, shot of your coffee. Maybe your breakfast, get a shot of your breakfast to show what you're eating, healthy food. Then maybe you go for a walk outside. Next could be a shot of you working. You put a tripod over here or put it on a table and just work on the camera. And throughout the day, you just grab little moments, little bite-sized shots for like 5-10 seconds each. And what I do is make sure you just hold the shot and try not to shake your wrist everywhere. You want to just hold the shot for like 5 seconds, okay? Get this shot, okay? Get this shot, get this shot, get this shot. And then throughout the day, I'll probably have like 20, 50 different shots. And you see A to Z, morning to night. I'll skim through those shots and it'll give me kind of an idea of what kind of footage I have and what I did that day. And then by the time it's nighttime, I'll go on my phone, I'll review the shots, I'll see, hey, this is what I did in the morning, for lunch, at night. I'll see kind of what the theme was that day, and I'll think about that, like what really happened that day? Like what were my thoughts? What were my feelings? What were the obstacles? What did I overcome? Was it a hard day? Was it an easy day? Were there any lessons? Was there anything memorable? Anything that stood out? And I'll kind of just make notes on that. And I'll talk about that later in the webinar, about my script writing process. And then when it comes to talking, based on the video, if it's something I need to shoot at home, I'll just take my bullet list, which I'll talk about how do I make my script later. And I just read each bullet on camera, deliver it, or I'll do a voiceover. But let's say I'm outside, I'm walking on the fly, I need to be talking now to the camera. One of my few tips is just get straight to the point and focus on one thing. And usually you figure out what the point is at the end of your message. So normally whatever your script is, your bullets are, at the end is the idea. Or whatever you're really trying to communicate, you know that at the end. So think about, what are you trying to communicate? What are you trying to say? Say it out loud a couple times. And then you'll realize, hey, this is what I'm trying to say. And then just say that. Just get straight to the point. Let's say you're still stuttering on camera and you can't get your point across, or you're thinking about your hair or your makeup or whatever. A secret trick that I use is called opposing thought. And I've used this on all my video productions to get my clients fired up. And how that works is you need to think of the opposing thought. So let's say you're trying to communicate this idea. The opposing thought is they think your idea is stupid. They think you're wrong. They think you don't know what you're talking about. They think you made it up. And they think it's all nonsense. That's the opposite of your idea. And now your goal as a speaker is to persuade and effectively communicate that idea. And usually when somebody tells you you're wrong, or your idea is stupid, or you don't know what you're talking about, it gets you fired up and you start really getting in the zone and talking. And I found that works pretty well. So that's how I talk on camera. A couple tips.